So let me get recording. So I officially want to welcome everyone to White Coat Chronicles, and I'm excited about this this whole book. We have altogether 20 female physicians, from radiologists to orthopedic surgeon to family medicine doctor to pediatrician. So we have a wide range of people who are in the group. And then for the people who are on the call, I would like you just to introduce yourself since you're here and just tell a little bit about yourself. And I can start as well. My name is Amber Robbins. I'm a family medicine doctor in the DC area. I love writing, if you haven't noticed, and I love putting people together who like to write as well and empowering them to be able to come and have their own book. So that's what I love to do. And I'm excited that everyone is here. So I'll just kind of pitch it to whoever wants to go first. And it's just 4 of us right now on the call.
Okay, I can go first. My name is Archana, and I am an emergency physician. I'm in the Chicago area. I've been in residency for about 10 years now. I did do a lot of writing before having kids, and then life just got kind of busy, and I haven't been writing quite as much as I would like to, but I do have like a master's degree in journalism. So I used to write quite a lot and did some medical journalism, a lot like Amber did, but it's been a while. I'm trying to get back into it. So this is a really great opportunity for me. I'm really excited. Thank you, Amber, for allowing me to be a part of this.
Of course, welcome.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm Nina, and I'm a family medicine hospitalist in Kentucky. I love to write. I currently have a blog, and I just kind of put out my thoughts on there. And I'm excited for this book. I think I share in that passion of empowerment, and that was my biggest attraction to this project.
Very good. And we have one more person.
I'm Alex. I'm a pediatrician. I'm in Temecula, California. Kind of a varied career up to this point. I'm prior military, and now I got out and I do outpatient peds locally. My husband is still active duty, and I have 4 kids. I haven't blogged, I haven't written, but I have always loved expressing myself on paper. I've journaled for a long time and enjoy crafting the written word. And I've always felt like I have stories to tell and haven't taken the initiative to put pen to paper formally. So I'm very excited about this opportunity to do that.
Very good. And I think, so what we're doing, I think a couple more people are joining us now. So what we're doing is we're just really kind of introducing ourselves to each other and welcome. I think 2 more people join the call. And, just saying hello, and then we'll get into the meeting. So who just joined us?
My name is Yulia Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Yulia. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Ukraine, but I live in Iowa. And super excited to be a part of the group.
Very good. We're excited to have you. I think we have one other person who just joined as well. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's okay. What I'm going to do is, oh, there you are. Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Okay. There you are. Yeah. So we're just doing a short introduction of everyone to the group, and then I'll start with the rest of the agenda for the meeting.
Okay. I'm Charmaine Gregory. I'm a nocturnist emergency medicine physician. And I don't know what else do you know.
Where are you from?
I was born in Jamaica, West Indies, and I currently reside in Michigan.
Very good. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. And Michael was telling everyone else, we have 20 doctors, 20 female doctors, all as all of the being the authors in the book, which I think is tremendous, and it also speaks to our voice in medicine. I think we have a different voice, different things that come up. So I'm sure this is going to be a great book. So with that, what I want to do is talk about a couple of things. As we know, the whole purpose of the book, and let's just tell the timeline, I'll go with it. Purpose of the books is really to talk about your experiences from medical school and beyond. So you can pick from any experience. And the reason why I wanted to do it that way is because I feel that many people don't know what it means to be in medicine, and that is starting even with being a medical student, being a resident, being an attending. They don't know what it looks like. They don't know what it's about. And I know that a lot of us have different stories and different experiences that are at the forefront of our brain of what it means to be a doctor, what it means to be a student, and be able to reveal that to other people. So I applaud you all already for being courageous to be able to talk about these things, whether it be a good or bad experience. Either way, I think it'll give a good reflection of what we experience and who we are in medicine. So just kind of going through the timeline of things, and some people may already know this because we discuss this one-on-one with some people. But so for this month and next month, we'll have the writing process. If you are done with writing, you can submit it to me. That's fine. But if not, the due date for everything is February 28th. So that's a due date for your first draft. Now, some people are having or may have issues with trying to figure out which story to tell. So for those people, whoever needs it, or even if you are just interested just to talk one-on-one with me, we can definitely have a session where we just go through some things and try to tease apart either the story or how to tell it. I'm more than happy to do that with everyone, or even if it's a couple of people, whatever you need, I'm here for that. And so I would want you to schedule that with me actually within this next week or so. At least have something on the calendar that we can talk about so we can get you started with that. For each submission, it'll be 2,400 words per submission, and the submission meaning chapter. So some authors have already said that they want to do more than one chapter, and that's perfectly fine. I'm limiting it to 2 though. So again, if you need to talk to me about that, or if you have concerns or questions about that, let me know. So after the writing process takes place, then we'll have the editing. And so what that would be is myself and an editor will go through your writing and edit it, obviously not changing anything too drastically, because we want to make sure it's still in your voice and it sounds like you, but doing grammatical changing, looking for grammatical errors. I also specifically look for the flow of the chapter and making sure that it is the best product as possible. And so that will go on through the month of March, and you'll understand more about that process as we go along. But usually what it entails is that you would get an email back from myself or the other editor, and it will give some suggestions, and you can either approve them or you can disprove them, and we can talk about different ways. So we will go back and forth with that. Usually it just takes maybe a couple times to do that. And then the last time for the final edit, that's when you'll see the formatted version of your chapter. So that's when it's already set in what it would look like when the book is printed. And so that'll also give you a chance to see what things look like with format, because you may want to portray something in a certain way, and format lends to that. So that will go on during the month of March. And then in the interim, and I just have this due date here, February 28th, but really it can go all the way up to the time when we finish in March with the editing process. But getting your bio together, and then also a good picture that you want us to put with your bio within the book itself. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop right here and ask if there are any questions about the timeline. Okay, so I'll keep going. All right, so no question. And if any questions come up, you can always contact me. I'll put if you don't have my contact information, I'll also put it in the group again for you to contact me. So that portion of the timeline, that talks about writing, editing, and then just getting your bio together. Then in regards to really marketing the book and launching the book, for marketing, we'll start the pre-sales in March. That's also around the time, again, when we're doing the editing, but the book doesn't necessarily have to be put together when we do pre-sales. What we'll do with pre-sales is that we'll have a website where people can go to and support an author. So whomever buys the book or purchases the book online, then we'll have a tab that will show that it is going toward that specific author, and then that the royalty will go through that author. So so I've had even some authors have pre-sales that are, $200, $300 in royalties, and that's just pre-sales. So that's a good way to, number one, advertise a book, and number two, make sure that people, the people that you want are already in, have the book. Hello, I think.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm sorry. I was just finishing dinner with the kids. My name's Natasha Sri Raman. I'm a pediatrician from Norfolk, Virginia. I apologize for interrupting.
Oh, you're okay. No, welcome. We're glad to have you. And we're just going through some things. We're going through the timeline. What I will do is I'm going to post the video up for everyone, and then also the PowerPoint slide so people can reference it. And if you have any questions or anything about it, then feel free to ask me either now or through text message, email, whichever way is most comfortable for you.
Okay, thanks.
So we were talking about marketing and having pre-sales. We'll have those in March. Just kind of an overview again, the writing process, the due date is February 28th. It's February 28th. And then you can have up to, hold on. Can everyone mute? Because it's echoing. Let's see. Here, I got you. So yeah, February 28th is a due date, and then you can write up to 2 chapters. And then we'll do pre-sales in March. We'll also do Facebook Lives as well. So what I'm gonna do is create our own group, and honestly, it's probably just gonna be videos that we post to Facebook and Instagram, and we'll talk about that more when that time comes, and that'll be later on, closer to when the book will be published. So once the book is published in April of 2018, which I can't believe it's 2018, by the way, that's crazy. We're going to do the Amazon bestseller. And what that entails is having our ebook on sale, and doing a campaign for 2 to 3 days, making our book the bestseller on Amazon. And so that will go on the ebook launch, which will be the Amazon bestseller campaign around the same time, will be in April. And then the thing that we have to discuss is the book launch for the actual paper copy of the book. And the reason why I want to discuss that is because I want to see if we can do something where all of us are in the same place, or at least many of us are in the same place to launch the book. So what I'll do is just kind of put different dates in our group on online and in our group messenger, and then we'll try to figure out what day will work best. All right, so on this portion, I'm just going to stop again and see if anyone has any questions. Okay. All right.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh,
yeah, sorry. I did actually. This is Archana. So I was just wondering, like with the bio and stuff, like how long should that be, and like what kinds of things you want included? I mean, like, like really basic or more extensive?
Yeah. So what I'll do, I'm gonna put up a sample bio. I'll add that to the end of this presentation. It's basically maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs. It's not an extensive, like a whole CV, not. But I'll show you what my bio looks like, and I'll put that in the group for an example. And just in general, as you're going forward, because I expect this to be for people who have not, or this is their first step into writing, or for those who kind of put a halt on writing, I want this to be your launching pad to be able to do those other things. So your bio, always have that up to date, and it can continue to be the bio that you put in for the book. but have that because people are going to ask for it, as you know. So I'll put an example for you. I'll put it like a template that you can use to compare.
Okay. And then do you recommend that we get like professional photos then for like a headshot or something?
Well, I would say yes.
Okay.
Because what I'm going to do with these bios, I'm also going to put them online on the website for White Coat Chronicles, which we'll also have with this. So that'd be a good thing to have. So yeah, so I would say yes. If not, do the closest you can to it. So even if it's taking a picture on your iPhone, you can still make it look professional. If you can't go and get your own professional headshots done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just one other question, like for me, I was just wondering, like I practice under my maiden name but then so I'm just kind of wondering which last name to use because Shrestha is actually my married name. But I practice medicine under my maiden name, which is Reddy. So I'm not sure what you think about that.
Well, it comes to, so if you're thinking about when you're furthering your brand, because that's what this is. What do people know you by, or what do you want people to know you by? Or if someone looks at your name, what would they be most familiar with? Or what would you want them to be most familiar with? So that kind of, it just depends on you. I mean, you can do both. I mean, not both. You can do either or, but
yeah. Okay. All right. I have to think about it, I guess.
yeah. But that's a good question. Or you can just put your full name in and put your maiden name as your middle name. You can always do that. But yeah, I don't know the right answer to that question. Yeah, that's a good question.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Anyone else have any questions on this portion of it, or in general, anything that comes up?
Yes, I did want to ask something, and it might be a little bit too soon. You had talked about trying to get everybody together for a book lunch, and I was wondering if you have, I know it's all kind of very vague and fuzzy at this point, but based on what you've done in previous books, is there usually a timeline or a location that you would anticipate at this point?
So I always try to find a place that is a good location for everyone to come to, an easy location, more or less. So I know we have some people who are in California and who are on the East Coast. So I was actually thinking that maybe somewhere even in Texas. I'm from Louisiana, so I know those areas really well, or maybe good. But again, I think it just depends on, number one, the date, to see who will be available, because maybe people who are in California may not be available, or people who are on the East Coast maybe more available. It depends on that, because if we have most people who are on the East Coast who are available, then I would rather do it somewhere on the East Coast. Does that make sense? So,
Though you're in April, you're still running into snowstorms on the East Coast.
that's true. Mm-hmm.
If we're going into Texas, at least it's warm.
Okay.
DC area, you're not going to have snow. I don't know how many folks are in the DC area.
Yeah, I'm in the DC area too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in Iowa, and we usually get buried in March or April.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we could put out some locations and kind of vote on it based on the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we know
That would be good.
Yeah, we can vote on that.
Hi, this is Natasha. I have a question. I don't know if it was covered in the first 10 minutes that I missed. What kind of, I guess, topics and themes is everyone thinking about writing? I know you kind of put it out there broadly. I'm just kind of having a hard time figuring out what to write about. I know it's about, for women, being, kind of mentoring, and, this book is to push females and show them about medicine. I was just curious whatever other themes other people are talking about.
I have the same questions. I'm glad you asked that.
Okay. I guess I'll talk about what I'm writing about. Okay, so for me, I'm probably gonna focus more on the medical school process, because that for me, going from Louisiana, traveling up to Rochester, New York, was different for me. There, a culture shock, and you know, even how I talked, what I dealt with there was different. And then I possibly may do a second chapter about being an intern in rural Pennsylvania and my experience there as an African American doctor, and you know, even having some patients who were uncomfortable with me taking care of them because of my skin color. So kind of things like that. But I also know some authors are talking about. I know one author went, I want to say, somewhere in Latin America and had an experience with delivering babies in that atmosphere and what that looked like to her and what that felt like to her. You can even talk about, and this is just kind of giving you some other ideas, maybe a patient who comes to your mind as an attending who really changed the way that you practice medicine. It can be a wide range of different things. And what I'll do is, depending on how many people are in certain categories, and we can even create a document for people who, you know, for the different categories like medical school, residency, after residency, to make sure that to make sure that the book is balanced. But, you know, it can be, you know, even any honestly, it could be any story that has really touched your heart or changed the way you practice, changed the way you look at medicine, and view yourself as a doctor. So I don't know if that answered your question. And I also said for people who are having issues with trying to figure out what to write about, you can also have a one-on-one session with me, and we can just kind of talk through different things too.
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. All right. And then the next slides, they just kind of go through the other stuff that we said. What'll happen, you know, 2,400 words is what we have for each chapter. And so just whenever you get your first draft done, you just email it to thisempowernow2016@gmail.com. And then I'll get back with you, and we'll, and then with editing and everything, we'll get that done for you. And these are some more guidelines on what you do with study. You'll also be receiving something in your, and I'll pull this back up. You'll be receiving an email from me, just really talking about the royalty portion of the book sales, because I know a lot of people had questions about that. Just to kind of give you a summary of it. It's basically, whenever you're selling the book yourself, when you're selling it personally, then you get 60% of the profit. So for instance, if the book is of the net profit, if the book is $14.99, that means you get $9 per book. The book probably be more expensive than that, but just give you an example. And for those who are joining, I was talking about us having the website if for people who do pre-sales, or even if when it goes through when the book is actually published, people can go on our online site that we're building and go to support an author, and it'll have your name there, and it'll automatically have you as the one selling the book, so you'll get the profit that way. Once books go in the bookstore or on Amazon, then that's when we would share the profit as a group. So that would be shared evenly through everyone. But this will, what I'm talking about, all the things that I'm talking about, it'll be in the addendum to the contract to really give you more concrete information about how we divvy up the profits. Okay. Any questions about that?
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay. All right, ladies. Well, that's all I got for you right now. But like I said, if you have any questions or anything, let me just put it here. You can contact me. And I think all of you probably have my information, but here's my cell phone number. So you can contact me, call me, text me, send me a message on Facebook, whatever is easiest for you. But I'm here to help you in whatever capacity you allow me to. I want this to be an exciting and fun. I always like having fun, even at work. Even though today wasn't fun at work, but I always like to have fun, as much as fun as I can, and I want this to be enjoyable to you. So just let me know what I can do to make it a good process for you. And
Amber, could you just read out your cell phone number?
oh, sure. I'm so sorry.
I don't have the slides in front of me. That's all right.
It's 225-938-4478. So that's again 225-938-4478.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Amber, I just had a question. Do we need to have like a title for a chapter?
Yes, you should have a title for your chapter. That is easiest done, and maybe some people are good with coming up with titles earlier on, but usually I find that writing the chapter all the way, it's easier to come back and have a title. So finishing the rough draft or kind of getting an idea of where you're going, it's easier to come up with a title that way afterwards.
So when this book is successful and it becomes a bestseller, are we all planning to meet and celebrate together this summer so we can meet face to face?
Yeah, well,
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. I think that's a great idea.
I like that plan.
Yeah,
right?
summer trip, champagne, and celebration.
Yes.
I'm down.
Yes.
Yes, that sounds good. So let's come up with a date for that too. So we'll have a date for the book launch and then a date just to, celebrate everything, because this is going to be great, you guys. I really, I'm excited about it, and I think it's going to go far.
Yeah, thank you for organizing this.
Of course.
Yeah, that is the neatest idea. I'm so glad that you thought of that.
Yes, of course. Well, we have a lot of stories to tell, as you know.
Yes, we do.
So this would be really good. All right, ladies. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. Well, you all take care. I'll post this replay so you have you can reference this. But that's it. All good.
Thank you.
Alrighty. You'll have a good evening. Bye.
Okay. You too. All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.